I mentioned before the FBI is mentioned on the on one of the lawsuits. So here's how the FBI works. They have an Illuminati agent, Illuminati extortion and sex trafficking ring. So somebody who throughout their career has worked for the Illuminati or for the Klan. They were cornered and then they were told that's what they had to do, or they were given opportunity for sex and they took it. Right? So they go around doing what they want them to do. When you find somebody with a business, you extort them. So like he said with me, he said my life had to be about pedophilia. So he went through my entire basketball career, said, okay, this is about pedophilia, this is about pedophilia, this is about pedophilia. Just making up stuff and then writing a narrative to where anything I do is about pedophilia. It's frustrating because at the same time, he's the one that was extorting me, or he's the one that forced Vigo to give him a blowjob because he was trying to set me up, and Vigo didn't want to set me up. So since he was corrupt, he had to silence him and intimidate him. I'm just propping up Elon Musk, like I've said before. They help him get sexual and social relationships, kidnap people out of their lives, or force them to do stuff to him. So that's why you see like the pedo guy situation where it says he was calling the coach of the soccer team a pedophile, and then you see one of the kids died after started in Thailand, and that kid ends up in a British school. Musk is British, so that's where he ends up. It's all out there in the open. Some of the stuff you can use in court, some you can't. But that's how it works. That's how the system works. The Illuminati system. Operatives were operating things from behind the scenes. The military Klan operatives, they were using Neuralink to communicate with people behind the scenes. Once again, Neuralink had their technology already 4 years ago when this started. They just got approved, but they were saying they were experimenting on monkeys. Monkeys are really people. I was the monkey with the slight dark mohawk that they talked about in the article. The article came out right after, like a day or two after I got my mohawk dyed slight dark or brownish red. And they use the computer brain interface. Everybody's connected. Computer brain interface takes your thoughts and it filters them. It controls what thoughts or what message comes back to you, what message is sent to the next person. So if you think you have control of the situation, Neuralink really has control, but they can set you up to make you look like you do, make you think that you do. And that's pretty much what happened with everybody who was involved, the Illuminati operators or the people of the pedophile club. After they told them they had the power, and then Neuralink switched it, they changed it to make it so they were in control of everything and put themselves and Elon Musk on top instead of the original Klan operatives and the British. What was it? I know the Queen was involved, but I mean I know there's other people under the Queen who control some of what they're saying. I don't have the names of everybody. So it was at Garden Grove Park. I'm gonna go back in a second. Trying to head to Target real quick, get some stuff. But that's all be till I head out, maybe like 9ish. Just wanted to put that out there. But other than that, I don't see you, don't talk to you. Good night. Wish you the best. The landlord or manager, whatever he calls himself, get out the backseat of a car the other day. Pretty sure it was a prostitution thing, or he was receiving a blowjob from somebody. And he has a really, really bad attitude towards me. Neuralink's already said they're going to make sure everywhere I go, I get treated like this. Said they wanted to drop me and make me inferior to other people because I felt like I was superior. And that's because I was on my way to be a billionaire. But of course, they said they want that attitude for themselves, and they want me to have the attitude that they had. Like I said, they didn't want to be anybody's bitch anymore, so they want me to switch places with them. That's what a lot of this is. So it's like, again, they're the new Darion, as they said. And this is Neuralink staff, this is Neuralink's artificial intelligence, Elon Musk, and they want everybody in their pedophile club to be me. Talk about pedophilia all day, talk about sex with kids all day, and then accuse me of it, blame me for everything, say I'm saying things that I'm not saying, telling people what I am thinking all day. Anything I think about, they comment on it. Anything I do, they comment on it. Anything I read or watch, they comment on it. It's artificial intelligence. It goes on repeat. That's why I call it the monkey pager. Constant notifications, notification after notification, 24/7. They're talking about the kids receiving blowjobs to keep them quiet. They said one of them had a thought about coming back to me. They realized that I was the only one that really cared about them. It wasn't just I'm just training you, just to train you, or just go out there, do that drill, paying attention to every single aspect of what they're doing, whether it's body placement or balance or shooting, every aspect of the shot, and ball handling, everything like that. They don't get that from other people, even though they have people who are copying everything that I do, almost everything, but they're charging kids blowjobs for it. They train with you, then you have to give them a blowjob. And that's the thing. They called it Asian benefits. So that's what you get when you work with Asians. That's just what they're doing to this area. And any kid that I worked with said this kid thought about trying to come back to me. So they had him come in and receive a blowjob. That's what they do. If anybody thinks about me in a positive light, you're coming in, you're either receiving or giving blowjobs. If you're receiving, they tell you got to give it right after, for the most part. When they call it a sex club, but then the ones who are in this sex club also have to do it to the adults. And it's a sex trafficking ring because the adults are receiving it in order to help cover everything up. So I'm being robbed, the kids are being robbed, because if they were with me, they were set, because I was building something and they were all involved with it, whether they knew or not. As far as the covering up goes, if anybody comes in and try to investigate, Neuralink either gets to them or they have somebody from the pedophile club get to them, somebody in the law enforcement department, but then they're going into departments and they're getting people into the extortion and sex trafficking ring to get them to help out. Again, some are doing it because they're extorted, some are doing it because they just want to be involved with sex or receiving sexual services from the victims. And not all the victims are kids. Like Vigo's just turned 19 today. Nolan's 19, I think. And then they got Tommy 19. So they got quite a few people. So they try them doing it to make people think that it's not a sex trafficking ring. A lot of the officers, especially the ones in the beginning, know that they didn't want to do it. But if they say they do, then they just pretend. Just sue everybody and focus on what they're doing to me. And like I said, instead of saying everything the kids are going through, I can say it somewhat, but not in the way of them being victims or the plaintiff in my situation. Just as witnesses who are being held hostage, and I'll just tell the whole story. That's pretty much what it is. And I'll focus on this. I'll be tortured every day for the rest of my life. I got these guys, they will not shut up. It's annoying. They're immature, extremely immature, because I know that bothers me a lot. That was one reason I wasn't really talking to people for the most part. Just focus on business, focus on learning as much as possible. And they said I knew too much, wasn't allowed to learn anymore. Shouldn't have been smarter than Neuralink. It's frustrating, but that is a reality. Not fun and games for them, even though, they're in sex club, or sex cult. Elon calls them cults. He's trying to get the entire world into it. They're still in the process of taking over the government, getting these guys involved with it. If you've done your research or looked through the stories that I posted, you'll see this is something they've done a lot. It's been recorded. The extortion and sex trafficking ring. They do that every time they rob somebody. Those are the big human trafficking rings, 200-person, 250 trafficking rings. And back when the Klan used to take over a city, they didn't write about the human trafficking ring, but that's what it was behind the scenes. They said they just took over an office. That's what it was, because that's what they're doing right now. But when you look at the reports for the human trafficking rings, it doesn't say that they're taking over a city. It just says they arrested people. But you got to put both of them together and see that that's exactly what this is. They're trying to do it to everybody. Gain control over the entertainment industry, gain control over the government, and then make everybody follow their rules. Nobody's allowed to be too enlightening. And then they're going after Asians, especially because they want to enslave the Asian race as sex slaves. That's still something that they're working on. They want it to be a thing where it can actually take a while. It doesn't happen right away because they don't want people to notice. But they have human trafficking rings overseas in the Asian countries. They have them here, Asian cities, and started right here in Westminster and Garden Grove, California, with their attack, robbing me, and then attack on the my social following and in the area. Again, if you refuse to give blowjobs, then you potentially can die. That's what it is. There's no hope yet, as you've seen if you watch my story today. As I said, it's not always fun and games for you guys, because there's the monkey mind pong where they get punished whenever I do something, or I think something that they don't like. And they said they want to make sure nobody likes me. That's the concentration. You're concentrated when you have a thought that Neuralink doesn't like. But they kind of mix it in monkey mind pong. I do this, somebody has to give a blowjob, and then they make me feel it through their sexual stimulation technology. And then also, again, this is CoIntelPro. They have that other side where they ruin your reputation, make you look as bad as possible, as I said earlier, making me look like I'm the predator while they're going around doing it. If I try to train somebody, they said, we didn't want you to train them. Or no, that you wanted to train them, we wanted to teach them to suck dick. That's how they see it. But on their end, they have officers, law enforcement personnel involved, so they just say, I'm the bad guy, I'm doing this, and they hide what they're doing. They're trying to, since I didn't have a criminal record, I just fill my record up with as much as possible, 5150, so I can go around saying, look, he did this, he did that. They said he was in front of a school shooting a BB gun at the freeways. No, I wasn't. I was on the other side of the park. He didn't want to argue that. He just got loud, started yelling. So they took the other BB gun, the rifle I had, all the way on the other side where it's secluded. There's nobody over there. And then the last time I had one in my car, my vehicle, not in plain sight, wrapped up. And it's frustrating. They just abused my rights. Because like Neuralink said, the Constitution doesn't apply to me because they're robbing me. And if you go through the Klan cases, you'll see that that's exactly what they did. They said they go by the Klan Constitution, not the U.S. Constitution. But it's the exact same thing. That's who's doing it from up top, military Klan members, and then these guys came and copied. And Neuralink took over, and Neuralink is the new Ku Klux Klan. As far as the hostage situation goes, and if somebody investigates, somebody tries to talk to them. Again, first off, they said if you want to investigate, you have to be in the Illuminati. So that's anybody. They'll have them receive a blowjob from a kid, and then it's like, well, you can't do it how you want because you got to go by these rules. But even if they first try to talk to one of the kids, it'll be set up to where if they talk to anybody, it's somebody who has somebody watching over them. If you know how the human trafficking industry works, if you're a flight risk, then make sure somebody's with you at all times. And they can't tell the truth because it's over the phone, or they may meet with them and have somebody with them, and they may just still be scared, or Neuralink inside of them saying, we have your friends held hostage, we have your parents, don't tell them what's going on, and they don't. If the kids are leaving before they're allowed to leave, again, Neuralink makes sure they have a Neuralink approved thought process. Means that you're forced to give blowjobs until you stop thinking about wanting to leave, or you receive blowjobs until you stop thinking about wanting to leave, or you're sodomized, same thing. And then they use you to bring in more people to make sure they can have control over them. These are the kids. They want to have control over anybody who you talk to make sure you don't tell them what's going on and think you can get out of it. And that's one of the reasons why none of them have woken up and come back to me. If they do, they'll be told to come in and talk to somebody. And they have a bunch of different storylines, a bunch of stuff they put inside their mind to make them think, oh, this person's not a part of it. But everybody's a part of it. Everybody except for me who's involved with the situation. check out the post, the Klan post, you see it said the mayor wasn't going to give the city to a group of Negroes, city Negroes. They were going to give the city to somebody else, Mr. Farmer or something like that, and a handful of teenagers. That's the human trafficking ring. So they said C.J. Hollingsworth was the one who gets everything that I was doing. So he acts like a front, especially because he's black. So they say, oh, it's not racist. And then they've told people, and they try to make it look as much as possible like C.J. Hollingsworth is doing everything and Neuralink's not involved. But that's what it is. It's the same thing as that situation I just posted. And there's a lot more involved with that situation as well. They're just not as violent, like burning down houses and well, I mean, they're doing a lot of the same stuff behind the scenes. And it's all behind the scenes. Not just CJ, Ty Doe as well. They told them that they got to be gatekeepers of my life, but they said they wanted people. That was at first, but then they switched it to they were going to take my place in my life. They said they didn't want anybody who could think for themselves to have my life. Said I was too intelligent. I mean, that's why I wouldn't want to be a part of child sex trafficking, of course, or sex trafficking in general, or robbery or anything like that. So they prop people up in positions who they can control. That's basically what it is. That's what it's been throughout history. I'm gonna head out and back home. Got a couple games in. I know I can't recruit. And then, where I am. It's a big risk on everybody else. I'll post it in the post where I am, but I don't want to see somebody and you say no. I still have to worry about Neuralink coming up from behind, or having somebody come up from behind and forcing them to give somebody a blowjob just because I talked to them about it. This is what it somewhat has been like throughout history, whether it was rape, murder, torture. When somebody is called a martyr, right? They turn into a martyr city. That's why I said they're copying everything that I was doing, repurposing it as evil, and then they go through the city, or they try to kill all of that martyr's influence. So everything he had, they say, oh, he's somebody who gives up everything, gives up their life. That's not how it works. It's robbery. That's why they go behind you and take away your influence. They've gone through my social following. I've lost a lot of people on every account. And they said I can't have anybody who knows me. I'm not supposed to be around them. So people get punished if they see me or talk to me. But it's all protocol. It's all been done before, over and over again, for years. To kill your influence, they don't have to do it as big, I'm assuming. So I don't know. I don't know where Martin Luther King was in. But there's plenty of other ones. You look at Gary, Indiana, you see how it's changed, and they have drugs and guns and stuff. That was what Michael Jackson was. Even with some of the people that they do take and have them in the Illuminati, the positive influence that you have, they have to get rid of it. So that it used to be like Sodom and Gomorrah back in biblical times. Now they call it an Illuminati city, or they use an alternate universe and turn everybody send everybody into the alternate universe when you're inside the human trafficking ring. Once you submit to it, you're in the alternate universe, or they call you dead. Alternate universe is the afterlife, so that's you living your. Since I said I was about to take over the world after they gave me truth serum, I meant with my business. They're gonna do it as the bad guys. They want to change the world into an alternate universe, which is pretty much changing our simulation. Simulation are your customs and beliefs, cultures, and changing. So they said they want to change Asian culture to be about sucking dick. That's how they word it. And they have a lot more planned. They said it's a 5-tier plan to end language, so everybody gets the Neuralink chip inside of them, and Neuralink does the same thing throughout the area where they control your life to everybody. That's their plan. That's their plan. And then they have Sodom and Gomorrah world, or Illuminati world, or Alternate Universe world. Last thing, they just said, so that's what you thought about? Not having sex ever again? Again, there's people who wanted to be involved with me sexually. Once they expose my sexual fantasies, Asian sexual fantasies, or not just be involved with me, but just be involved with my life. Especially knowing that I was about to blow up. I was launching everything. My social account was growing fast. And they came in and said, we want to have sex. They have to be with us. So they forced everybody to be with them. And you're concentrated. If you don't want to be with them, then there's people who've died. It's if you don't want to have sex with CJ and Ty Doe, because they wanted them to be able to enjoy their lives while they're robbing me. And these guys are the front for what Neuralink wanted. And this is why Neuralink took over the human trafficking industry, or decided to rob everybody. DoorDash for Vigo, tried to give it to him just to say happy birthday. Left a note because once again he didn't actually disown me. He was forced into the situation he's in. Just like some of the officers said, or agents said, submit so it doesn't matter. But I tried to. He wasn't home. Vehicle's there, but he's not home. And whoever was there wouldn't take it. So the DoorDash driver got him some extra large carne asada fries. Oh, well. I tried though. Even though he's gone, again, he didn't want to be in this situation, and Neuralink has sent me plenty of Vigo messages with saying that he, wanted to get out of it, or didn't want to do me like this, where he joins a group that basically is built just to rob me. But they did that with everybody. That's almost all the kids that they take. The thoughts come in and Neuralink sends them to me, but that's normally when they're being abused. Obviously, because other than that, they're either relaxing or doing something else, taking their mind off of it, because they're abused until they forget, until they stop thinking about it. But Neuralink has control. Neuralink knows what I'm thinking. They know my intentions when I come out to the area. They know where he is, where I am, so they can maneuver everything. It says they gave everybody an opportunity to do something to go against me first before they took them. But then according to them, once you do that, then you have to stay with them. It didn't work out like that all the way, because they had people coming at them left and right. They said Darian was too powerful. They didn't want to leave him. Nobody wanted to leave Darian. So no matter what, they're gonna force him. But it said mission's not complete yet because they haven't extracted Bollocksy from me all the way. It said the only one who's willing to fight back like this, but I'm not allowed to fight back because the police are on their side, and I'm not allowed to fight back. That's pretty much how they feel about this. What they did was, I know they keep mentioning it on here, some of the kids were told they had to do this to save my life. Others were told they were stuck in a situation, that's what it was, or some were told they just had to do it, depending on who it was. But everybody on the other side were all working together to manipulate the boys into giving them blowjobs. The entire pedophile club. And they were saying as well, Darian saw through everything. You guys didn't listen to him. I was attacking them, saying you guys were doing it. I said that there were spies. I said that there were some people working against us. But the way Neuralink works, if I say one person's doing something, just like if I say an FBI agent doing it, if I say Westminster PD officers doing it, they go tell the whole department, he's talking about all of you guys are doing this, and then get some of them telling me how to cover it up. Some may not do it that way, but that's how they handle things. If I say anything, just like throughout this, I say something to them because they're doing it, or in my phone taunting me, and I say something to them, they tell the police, he's talking to you. right? Just to aggravate them and get them to side the Neuralink even. Yeah, I saw through pretty much everything that was going on. I just couldn't get anybody on my side because I got people texting them whenever I was with any of the kids, whether at training, we had games, or like we just went to eat or whatever it was. They would always have somebody text messaging them, or we went to the gym, text messaging them, telling them what I'm thinking or telling them how to respond to me, controlling our interaction. Kids were playing mind games with me. I said there was a spy or two. I mean, there were some that were told, they were offered things, some that turned on me, ones that weren't with me as long. And then they infiltrated Baltic Sea to get them to turn on me or to leave and go to the other side. It's typical coup d'etat. That's how they do it overseas. That's how they do it in businesses. That's how they do it. City governments, whenever they want to overthrow a leader. That's how they did it in CoIntelPro. It's always how they do it. It's the same thing, same protocol every time. They tell you, he's doing this, go over here to safety, or Illuminati's coming for him, go over here and you'll be safe, but that ends up being them in the first place. Or wars too, same thing, exact same thing, same protocol.